Hi, I'm Mench. We're in El Cajon, California, talking with Sam Hanna with Marcus and Millichap and Sean Clope with SLK Services. We're talking a little bit today about how to get real estate going in San Diego and why we have to start thinking about looking outside the box on how to do things. Now, Sam, you mentioned that you've got a website that just hasn't been producing for you. So can you give us a little bit of information about what the thoughts were with developing that site initially and how much you paid for it and what it's got for you so far?
Yeah, absolutely. The website was a $6,000 job. I mean, the main, I guess, quality that we were looking for is to provide credibility to people that we talk with. I mean, we wanted to show people that we're a real business, we're a real company. Here's my track record, here's my current listings, here's what I do, here's about me, here's about my team. It wasn't intended to be a business generator.
So you spent a pretty nice chunk of change on doing this, and how many dollars has that brought to your pocket?
Directly, it's brought no leads that have generated dollars in my pocket. What it has done is allowed me to obtain listings that I've sold because, again, of the credibility establishment. By if I'm on the phone discussing with you and I've called you for the first time, you don't know who I am. There's a lot of personalities in the business. I can say, Lee, go to my website. It's www.samhannamm.com, and you can visit the site and check my track record and kind of find out I'm for real or I'm not. But as far as generation of business, it hasn't generated its own business to me. I'm still in effect generating business for it, if that makes any sense.
Sure, sure. And of course, the most important thing for you to do is either help clients lease out their buildings or sell their buildings. And you need something to be able to really make that work. You've got to drive more traffic to your site. So it sounds like you definitely need to make some changes to be able to make that more of a profit generating center for you than just basically a glorified electronic brochure.
It's 100% right.
So Sean, what are some of the things that you've done in the past to help people and different companies kind of pull some of that stuff out?
Well, the main thing is today in today's market is what we call search engine optimization, and that's what allows people to find your website on the internet. It takes two phases. One is on-site SEO, where we go in and we look at the guts of your website and we make sure that you have keywords and title descriptions and are telling the people what you do and what you provide. And the second part of that is off-site SEO, where we take and we market your website and you put up press releases, news articles, and reviews of your websites, and you get them posted onto these different forums, and that creates backlinking to your website. And that will move you up on the list of the Google search engine. So when somebody is going out and they're searching for your type of a service, you're going to come up higher on the list, because most people don't scroll down 2 or 3 pages. They're going to stay right on that top 1 or 2 pages when they're doing a search.
Sure. Yeah, you're throwing out a lot of stuff. Search engine optimization. Can you go into that a little bit more? What does that mean? What does that do for you?
The search engine optimization is basically where you're providing more information about your website to the search engines. Like, for example, Google. Google's the #1 search engine. They have robots that go out and they scan the internet for new websites, websites with updated information, websites with videos, blogs, content-rich websites.
Okay, well, you talked about video right there. What's the big deal with video? Why would that be better to have a video than not?
Just the video portion alone, it just it shows that your website is modern, that you're staying up with the modern techniques of creating interaction with users, because the more content rich your website is, the better the result is going to be for the end user. And what Google wants to do is present to their searchers websites that are content rich, that are interactive, that are modern, that are updated constantly. And this is why search engines that have, or websites that have blogs, are hitting the top of the list, because their content is updated, daily, maybe 2 times a day.
Okay, you just threw out another one. You just threw out blog again. So what is that? That's not something that's just step in. It's what?
The blogging is where you have people in the profession are writing articles or reposting key articles that give insider information about your business. So you could be writing brokerage tips, maybe the top 10 list of things that you can do to improve your business, or the top 10 things that, reasons that they should maybe come and use your service.
Well, now normally I think that would take an awful lot of time, but aren't there actually places that you can go on the internet to find other articles, and as long as you give the author the credit,
yes,
then you're able to use those on your blog.
Yes.
And you can literally cut and paste those on there, and then that gives you that extra SEO juice.
Absolutely. And the more you can blog, the more videos that you can add to your website, the more content. And when I'm referring to content is, don't just have a homepage with one paragraph of information on it. Have some subpages that go into a little bit more detail about your service or your website or your business, because the more robust your website is, the better it's going to rank with the search engines, and that's what search engine optimization is all about. It's building your website, building your credibility with a search engine, because then the more credible your website is, the higher you're going to come up on the list when somebody is searching for a specific product.
So when you're talking about coming up high on the list, that's where somebody goes in and searches for real estate broker or commercial real estate broker in San Diego, and then the idea is to get him higher and higher and higher, so he's going to be in the top 5 of those people
Ideally.
that pop up.
Yes.
Right.
Is there any cost to that additionally? I mean, do you pay money to Google to do this?
You can do both. The true SEO is not making payments to anybody like Google or Yahoo or MSN. It's actually done all on the back end. It's work. It's off-site work. It's your own time and effort into maybe you hire somebody to do the blogging for you. You hire somebody to write articles for you to add more content to your website. So you can't actually buy your way to the top of the list, but you can purchase sponsored ads that show up on the main page when somebody is doing a Google search. And you'll come up and you've done a Google search and you'll see the
Absolutely.
right column where it says sponsored links, and there's usually 2 or 3 sponsored ads across the top of the bar. And you can pay to be in those spots, but that doesn't lend towards your true ranking with Google. That's just you're just buying a spot.
Now you just threw something out that we've played around a little bit with, and that's the sponsored links and actually selling some advertising. So he's a commercial real estate broker in San Diego, and he has listings, and people are looking for, to him because his rating is rather high. If he has some listings, could he then also have on his page some advertisement? Could he possibly have secretarial services, or could he have janitorial services or other services that might be linked to building owners and users that would be able to pay to be on his site, or better yet, maybe even just link to his site to help to increase his SEO or his ranking?
Sure, absolutely. And on his website design, you can create an area on his homepage that you can list any type of an advertisement that you want. If your website became ranked high enough, then you're going to start having enough traffic to your website to be able to go to one of these companies and say, I'm getting 200,000 hits a week, and that's significant. And that means that if they put an ad on your website, that they have the potential of having 200,000 impressions every day or every week.
And if they clicked on that person's name, it would go directly to their...
It's set up however you want to set it up. You can create landing pages on your own website, which is a web page specifically for that company, or you could have it linked directly to their website if they have a website in place.
And you can actually count how many times someone went to their website from your website.
That's right. That's through a referral.
Yeah. So, for example, you could set something up like that where you could offer to let them on it for free for a period of time, and as long as they were generating business from it, then you could charge them for it. I mean, you can start into a whole different business, man. This real estate brokerage is kind of nice, but if Sam Hanna got to be a big enough name, you could just be selling space and advertising space on the Sam Hanna website. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool.
So let's take another quick segue just for a second, and then we're going to wrap this up. Another place that we could do this with a commercial real estate broker is with actual buildings. We could put together some websites and tie that together with Sam and actually start working that as well. But you know what? We're going to talk about that at another time. Thanks for being with us, and we'll get back with Sam and Shawn on another session. Thank you.